Hello YouTube, this is Morgan Airspeed Prime here with my next Avatar news update video. In this one I just have one piece of news to talk about, and that is that unfortunately the Rise of Kyoshi audiobook has been delayed. I got an email earlier on today, actually relatively shortly after pre-ordering the book on Audible. As you can see here, I have it, it's in my pre-order, so I have it pre-ordered, but it now says the title will be delivered to your library on May 19th, 2020. So it's been delayed by basically 2 weeks, 15 days is what they have to say here. There's no explanation given, it was just a standard Audible email. They were the ones to kind of mention this to me. And again, this was hours before this was expected to be released. I was looking forward to potentially at midnight my time being able to at least start listening to this, but no, hours before release, wait another 2 weeks. What's going on? Now, thankfully, we do have an update on this. Someone on one of my previous video on the audiobook commented saying that, oh, do you know why it's been delayed? And then they got back to me with another comment saying that I emailed them, they sent me back an email, and this is what they had to say. So this is Director of Sales and Merchandising, Blackstone Publishing, who are doing the audiobook, and this is obviously in response to basically why has this been delayed, and it is there was a delay getting the necessary approvals on the artwork for the cover, which caused the delay. We are resolving this issue now and will be shipping out this title as soon as possible, most likely before the 19th. Best, Greg. I'm not even going to attempt to pronounce that. Boguslavsky? Anyway. So what on earth does that mean? Delay getting the artwork for the audiobook. Okay. And this sort of makes sense in a way. If you look right here, Audible. Cover to be revealed. Avatar The Last Airbender, The Rise of Kyoshi. It's cut off. FCE, Blackstone Publishing, only from Audible. That's just a placeholder image because it's the exact same style as the Shadow of Kyoshi one here. That's not what it's meant to be. Where is the actual cover for this? Where's any Avatar art to get across that it's an Avatar product? Okay, that makes sense. It needs a cover. Does it necessarily require that before release? I guess. So what is the situation? What's going on here? Why do they need approvals for what apparently should just be this image, the cover for the standard book, but cropped into a square? What's the issue? What's the deal? Shouldn't it not just be this cropped into a square with the Blackstone Publishing logo on it somewhere? Or are they maybe suggesting it will be new art? I don't think so, because I think if there was other art, we'd see it. We'd probably have a different cover for the paperback, which I don't think we know anything about. If it is going to be a different cover, it probably isn't. So why would the audiobook be getting different art? So I'm guessing it is just that, it's more than just doing a crop. They actually will have to do some editing to this image because it's very much laid out in the format for an actual normal book, in that they might need to move the Avatar logo kind of more down here. They might have to separate this and stuff like that, just move the placement of things around a little bit, crop off a little bit at the top. You can maybe see where maybe some of the problems are in terms of they'll actually have to do some editing on the cover to make it fit more into a square. But still, it's not a good look that most Avatar fans who are interested in this audiobook, their first experience with Blackstone Publishing is going to be that hours before the release of the audiobook, you had to delay it because you didn't get approvals for the cover. Such an unimportant part of an audiobook release, when the entire thing is realistically ready to go, since we know from their other official website here that they have the as you can see here from the listen to sample bit where I got the clip from, the audio is ready to go. That they're hyping it up that there's a CD version and stuff like that, and I'll get to the CD in a second. But it's not a great look, and I hope they can fix this like they say there before the 19th. And that's the big maybe thing to take away from this in terms of a more positive thing, is that they are hoping to be able to resolve this before the 19th. And I think what that means is that because right now it's basically the Audible one that they're talking about, the delay, that as soon as they can get the cover out, they can basically just put that online and immediately activate the audiobook so it's available. So the date will probably switch to like whenever it gets resolved, like the 10th or whatever. I don't think that it will be the 10th or whatever, but we'll see what happens. I really hope this only takes a day or two. I hope this doesn't end up being the full 2 weeks. And knowing that the reason we had to wait another 2 weeks after just being ready to go on this thing is because of the cover. Like, that would be so silly. Now, speaking of the fact that it is a cover, how on earth does this work for the actual CD? Because, like, it makes sense to a degree with just the image basically on Audible, which in terms of you actually listening to it is literally just going to be that here's the cover showing on your phone as you're listening to it or whatever, on the device that you're listening to it. If it has a screen, you'll see the image of the cover. That's the only involvement of that piece of image in this product basically. But how does this work for something that's not just basically a digital image that can be put online like that? How does that work for the CD, which is going to have to be a physical product that has a printed version of this cover in it, that is going to have to be shipped to places to ship out to customers and stuff like that? So was it approved enough that you could produce it, but not approved enough that you could sell it? Or are we expecting a major delay to the CD? Because again, unless this is resolved in like a day or two, like how on earth is this going to actually work? Now, I may be completely misunderstanding something here, but if they don't have approval for the art, how did they get physical CDs printed? That's where I'm completely losing them on this. It's just like, we will be shipping out this title as soon as possible before the 19th. Are they saying that like they are hoping to resolve this in the next day or two, and then it will take them the next like week or so after that to get CDs printed and ready to go? And that's why it's maybe more like the 19th instead of just saying that like it'll be delayed for like another few days, like until like something like the 7th or the 8th, when we'll actually be able to just fix the artwork thing. Is it delayed by 2 weeks because they actually have to print stuff? Which seems, again, crazy to me that they've had that date in place for months, the May 5th date for this thing, and only now, hours before release, are we finding out that there's a problem with the cover, which, because there's only one image for The Rise of Kyoshi, what is the problem with the cover? It's obviously weird licensing stuff that we as fans are just not privy to. This is just that sort of business side of things that we're not privy to just because we're not involved in this sort of thing. But it seems crazy that you're delaying the release of a book over just like, can you please approve our cover? And it's like, what is going on that like, this is happening? So I hope this can get fixed as soon as possible, because I was really looking forward to starting to listen to this thing. I want to read The Rise of Kyoshi again, but I want to listen to the audiobook version. And knowing that it was this close and now it's been taken away, it just adds to that feeling that like, wow, everything is not going particularly great for Avatar right now. Just like, where are new comics? No sign of them. Action figures aren't looking so great of late. And so on. So it's just these little things just kind of keep adding up. It's just pretty unfortunate. But what I think most of us thought was just going to be like, oh, weird, they don't have the cover up yet. But it's an audiobook. Who actually cares? Who would have thought that this would be the thing that delayed the book in the end? So hopefully Blackstone Publishing can get this thing fixed sooner rather than later. I would want them to give an actual update on this. I think it's always pretty crazy when it comes to these type of things that it takes someone directly emailing the company to say this. Now, again, they publish a lot of books. They make a lot of audiobooks. How can they know specifically that the fandom for this book is more intense than others? I get it, but you wish that they would, when there is a delay, like make some sort of announcement. I had a quick look, and I didn't see anything on like the Blackstone Publishing like Twitter account or anything like that. Which, if it was a delay because of something like this, and they're willing to say to someone by email that that's the case, why not? Why isn't it updated on this website for one? Because it's done through Audible, like it's not technically up on their own website, so it's kind of weird. So you wish that there was just a little bit better communication on this. So in the comments, let me know what your thoughts are on this situation. What are your thoughts on the book getting delayed, the audiobook getting delayed because of the cover art, and the potential solution of it coming at some point within the next 2 weeks? Not that it's going to be 2 weeks, but that it might be under 2 weeks. Also, about my question about the CDs, what are your thoughts on how that works? Like, is this approval thing just like a final check, or is this literally like stuff is not printed, CDs are not ready to go at all? I don't know, but let me know your thoughts on this in the comments below. But that's been the video. Thanks for watching, and bye.